So one of the most viewed articles on our learning centre is about how to take cuttings. So I thought it was about time that we did a video on it so that people can actually see visually how to take cuttings, and a great way to propagate a few extra species for the home garden at pretty much no cost. So got a few basic tools, good sharp pair of secateurs. I've also got a sharp knife here, which you can either use that or you can use the blade of your secateurs if you need to. Got a bottle of rooting hormone. Now this is a big one that we get for commercial use here at the nursery, but you can buy these just at garden centres, just in a little wee 20ml, 50ml container. There's 2 or 3 different types of cutting rooting hormone that you can get. There's basically different types of cuttings you can take. So there's softwood cuttings, semi-hardwood cuttings and hardwood cuttings. So pretty much depends on how the stage of growth from spring through to autumn. The earlier in the season, normally speaking, the softer the cutting material will be. So, and some cuttings will root better at different stages of growth depending on the species. So, but that's a topic for another day. And I've got with me already, I've taken some cuttings of broadleaf Gristolinia. You need either some pots like this, or else if you want to do a lot of cuttings, you might want to get a actual hygiene tray or propagation tray that you can stick lots of cuttings into. But for just the home gardener, a few 1 litre pots like this or ½ litre is all that you need. And obviously some rooting media as well. So in here we've just got a cuttings mix. Now cuttings mix needs to be quite sharp, well draining, and you don't want any nutrition in it, because that will cause the plants to rot. If they get an overload of nutrition, they won't grow roots. So until such time as they actually have roots, you don't want any nutrition or very little nutrition. So okay, so we'll get into this. So Gristolinia cutting here, so it's got lots of leaves on it, and basically you want to take off as much of those leaves as possible, just leaving a few on there to leave for transpiration. So the cutting still has to transpire, otherwise it'll just wilt and die. But yeah, you don't want so many leaves on there that it's got a massive demand for water uptake to keep all those leaves hydrated. So first step is to take off a few of those leaves. So just nip them in the side there. Get that big one off there. So you're pretty much left with that and the bottom leaf node, which is the next step that we'll deal with. So using the knife, or again you can use the blade on your secateurs if you want, you just want to give that a light score like that. That just takes that off. You can see the heel on that cutting there, and that just exposes the cambium layer in there, which is where the new roots will take shape from. So with the rooting hormone powder, we'll just tip a little bit out into the lid of the container, because you don't want to put your cuttings straight into this mix, because it can contaminate the mix. So you always want to tip a little bit out to work with. So get our cutting, dip that in there, just make sure that's got some good white powder on there. And then we'll get our container of media, and you can just stick that into the corner of the media like that, and there you are. That's all you have to do. Easy as. So we'll just run through that again. So just taking those leaves off. Now when you've got one big leaf up the very top like that, you might want to chop that off. So just give that a snip in half, and that just cuts down the amount of transpiration. and just slicing off that bottom one, exposing that cambium layer. Dip that in and you're good to go. Okay, and there we have it, finished product. So that's just a nice little container for Gristolinia cuttings. They should root up reasonably quickly. Gristolinia are reasonably good, probably 4 to 6 weeks. Keep the leaves moist is one of the main considerations. So a typical way to do that is to get water the mixture and tie a plastic bag over top. You can use a big Ziploc bag. They've got a nice handy zip, you can just zip that off. But yeah, keep that under irrigation for a couple of weeks, and a few weeks, and yeah, in 4 to 6 weeks you should start see that rooting, and then they'll be ready to prick out. So from there you'd probably want to individually prick them out into individual pots and let them grow on again, and then by the time you've got one plant in a pot that size with a good root ball on it, it's ready to plant out. So yeah, trust that was helpful, and if there's any other propagation or anything, videos like that you'd like to see more of, just let us know. Cheers.